Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, which has had its first 4-hour close within the bull market support band since the December 4th liquidation event. It's been more than 3.5 months of, what do you want to call it, misery, of sorrow, of sadness, of disillusionment, of wondering what's going to happen with all these potential black swan events. And guys, black swan events are unexpected. Okay. So Russia, the Fed raising rates, all that stuff. We are back within the bull market support band that carries with it significance. And so, yes, I absolutely want to make a video and talk about this and talk about where we're going. You know, where do we think we're going? What's next for Bitcoin, for the DXY, for other cryptos? And if you like this content, smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. But otherwise, let's go ahead and dive right on into this. So yes, Bitcoin, the 21-week EMA is at about $43,700. Bitcoin has had a 4-hour close above the 21-week EMA for the first time since December 4th. You can see we've had so many wicks, we've had so many tests, and that the 21-week EMA, this is all that matters, guys. I mean, I know that there's a lot of things that a lot of people are talking about. This is what matters, because look at how much this has offered. This has been a point of resistance for us. Couldn't break through the bottom of the bull market support band on December 9th. Couldn't break through on December 24th, December 27th. Didn't even come close in early February. And then last week, or a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, March 2nd, we came very close, but ended up again getting rejected, going right back down. And here we are again. So what makes this time different? This is very important to understand. And for me, in my opinion, it is simply the fact that this nightmare scenario of the Federal Reserve raising rates, it's behind us. They raised rates by 25 basis points, 0.25%. And now that they've raised rates, we can see that the sky isn't falling, and all of that fear, all of that terror that we've been feeling over those last few months, pretty much since that November 10th peak when we had those high CPI numbers, all of that fear from the November 10th peak, it's pretty much behind us. We have very aggressively sold the fear, and now we don't have that fear because it's here. And we've come to find out that actually 0.25% isn't that bad. So that was expected, what happened last week. We are beyond it. And now we have the freedom, in my opinion, to move higher. So will we move higher? I don't know. My guess, honestly, is that we are going to move higher, and that at the worst case scenario that we're going to have some kind of a retrace. So let me adjust the chart here. Let's draw some fibs. Let's take a look at this. But before I do that, actually, let's take a look at, I have not all day. I went to the Smoky Mountains this weekend. I've been really busy with my business, trying to spend $30,000 this month on inventory. And man, spending $30,000 is really hard. And then trying also next month to spend $30,000. That's why I have been mostly absent. I'm just trying to invest in my business and trying to get ahead of this inflation. Inflation's killing my business. I've already talked about that enough. But anyway, I'm very excited about what's to come with my business. But here we go. Coin360.com. We're seeing fresh prices, some good prices here. Bitcoin at 44,000, Ethereum at 3,100, Solana at 101. So this was the big thing that I was saying with some of these altcoins. A lot of these altcoins, Solana was at $101 at one point when Bitcoin was in the 30s. And so Solana has not quite recovered. And you know, the big thing that I was saying, as long as Bitcoin is under the bull market support band, then a lot of these alts are going to bleed. And that's what has happened. Solana at $101 now sounds great. It got down to 86, I think. But in comparison to where Solana was before, when Bitcoin even was in the 30s, that's why I would say stay away from Solana. Now, with altcoins, I'm a little bit more interested in buying altcoins. But for me, it's been Bitcoin and Ethereum all the way, and maybe some ApeCoin. That's another conversation for another video. But, you know, I'm not surprised that things are looking good. I'm still staying far away from Doge. Litecoin's looking very good. Luna's beginning to have some quant-like feel to it, in the sense that it's acting on its own volition. So Luna reached an all-time high of $105, and the fact that the rest of the market is green except for stable coins, but then there's Luna, which is down today, that's not surprising to me because Luna is correlating with the DXY. And so the DXY just I know I've talked about this a lot, but this can be our little secret. This is a great way to try to figure out, how do I invest in Luna? So the DXY, I believe, will and should get back to its bull market support band. Same deal with the DXY. Look at the DXY. It has been bouncing off of its bull market support band pretty much since July. It broke through that resistance and then boom, turning it into support, bouncing off. And so because Luna, I've talked about this before, watch my other videos, Luna is correlated with DXY. I think that at some point the DXY is, at least of the worst case scenario for the DXY, for the strength of the dollar, going to bounce off of its bull market support band, which means that Luna is going to go down a little bit, not a ton. I mean, not another move back down to 50, but maybe the 70s or something like that. But one thing for sure, I can't wait. When I see this time come, when I see it bouncing off of its bull market support band, I am going long on Luna. So other than Luna, altcoins are looking decent right now for new entries. We'll see. The big thing that I want to see is I want to keep this momentum. I want to stay above the 21-week EMA. I hope that we can turn it into support. And then every level after that, is it going to take 3.5 months to break through? Absolutely not. No, it's not going to take 3 months to break through the 20-week simple moving average, in my opinion. If we are above the 21-week EMA, we have a daily close tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 midnight UTC, and especially given the fact that this is a weekly moving average, if we have a weekly close above the 21-week EMA, that is a good sign for further upward momentum. I don't quite see a reason why, after having a weekly close or even 2 weekly closes, why that would not at least turn into support and maybe cause us to go higher. And I would say, again, worst case scenario, we would have a retrace with Bitcoin back to its 618 or 702 Fibonacci retracement level. So let me draw those fibs real quick, and we can take a look at that. This fib, as always, is going to be pretty crude, given the fact that I'm just now eyeballing things and I'm not going down to the exact dollar and from the exact top to the exact bottom. But here we go. All right, so the 20-week simple moving average is pretty close to the 382, and so I don't expect the 382 to offer that much resistance, but the 20-week simple moving average will offer some resistance. That's going to be a level of resistance. The 0.5 at $51,000, the 618 at $55,000, the 702 at $58,000. Oh, excuse me. I'm not going to edit that out. I'm sorry, but sorry for your ears. The 702 at $58,000, I could see that. No, not I can see that. That is going to be heavy resistance. And we're going to kind of, in my opinion, if we're able to turn the 21-week EMA into support for the next several months, we're going to kind of be playing a game of chicken here. Who's going to be the first to sell? Because there are plenty of people who will think that Bitcoin in the $50,000 range is our last chance to exit before the next cycle. In my opinion, that's not going to happen, that's not going to be the last chance, or I believe, I've said this plenty of times, I believe that $69,000 was not the peak for this cycle. But I could see it taking a while. And so in my opinion, we get up to the 618 or the 702. The 618, $55,000, the 702, $58,000. We are going to be rejected there. We're going to get rejected. How far down we go is the question. I wouldn't be surprised, especially if this is soon, that we would get rejected at the 618 or the 702, and then we'd go right back down to the bull market support band. Some people would expect us to lose our footing there and go down and go into bear market territory forever. I mean, until the next halving. But personally, in my opinion, what will happen is we'll go up to the 618 or the 702, get rejected there, go back down to the bull market support band, which will be higher, will have been higher at that time, and then we'll bounce off of that. That's going to be support for us, especially if this plays out slowly over time. If we just rocket up to those levels, then I'd be a little nervous and I'd want to exit. But if we have a slow, steady climb to these Fibonacci levels that I'm talking about, that could mean good things in the shorter term. So what do you want? You want this jubilation of going up to the 50s within a few weeks and then going right back down, maybe going down to the 30s? Or do you want a slow, steady climb up to the 60, $50,000 range, get rejected, but then go back down to the 21-week EMA, make another move up to those fib levels and then break through? That would be my preference, because if we have a quick move up, I am very confident that people are going to dump. So people are short, especially short-term traders and maybe even some long-term holders, they're going to dump at that time. But if we do this slow and steady, and we can hold on to the bull market support band as support, then we're good. We're in good shape. So those are the different scenarios I'm seeing, but I don't, now that we are above the 21-week EMA, for so long, you could picture that as a ceiling. And my hope right now is that we're going to see this as a floor, which means, it's kind of weird how this works out. Like up until today, I would have shorted at this exact dollar amount. But now I'm looking for bounces off this dollar amount to long into higher prices, So it's one of those things. Well, let's take this one step at a time and let's see how it plays out. But that is all I have for today. I know that I have been absent lately. I mean, you've got to understand, guys, the 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level from the previous cycle top around $30,000 and then the bull market support band. It's like we were in that range for so long, and it was like there was really nothing new to talk about until we broke through this range. There really wasn't. And so I used that as an opportunity to restructure my business, to take some time away. And if we have this time above the bull market support band, then we'll have new things to talk about, and I'll be here every step of the way. But yeah, I will be back. I'll be around, and I'll hopefully be posting more. Again, I took a trip to the Smoky Mountains, had no internet. It was wonderful, but I will be back, and hopefully back with a vengeance. But that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful week. I will most certainly be seeing you in another video. Peace.